Hey Geminis, and welcome to your September 2016 General Tarot Forecast. My name is Sky, and I'm here to deliver you guys, hopefully, a really great reading that resonates. And, well, first off, before I start your reading, I just wanted to make a few announcements. If you check the description box below, I have a link to my Etsy shop. So if you guys would like to go and check that out, I have some really cool packages that I think will interest some of you tarot connoisseurs out there. And anyway, as you can see, I am kind of doing this differently than I have in the past. I'm just doing an audio recording with the image of your spread while I kind of get my recording area put together more. I think this is the easiest way to do it for myself right now. But hopefully in the future I'll be able to integrate video and audio recordings in a way that that communicates what I have to say best to my audience. Anyway, let's check out your spread for this month, Gemini. I'm going to take a quick moment to just look at it and take it in, and I will start your interpretation. Okay, so September, it's going to be really important for you Geminis to step back and just take a load off if it's possible. I think that you guys are very drained and that you have a lot to do at an internal level. I see potentially that if you can't draw some boundaries to, the draining people in your life, or even with a work schedule potentially that's really been difficult, I can see that there might be an illness or just something that kind of forces you to do that. It's not going to be something that would kill you. It's not going to be, I don't think, any life-altering problem, but it's just really going to be of the utmost importance that you guys kind of just rest. And, not for the whole month necessarily, because you just have some work to do, I think, at an emotional level. Maybe from the recent past, over the last few weeks, or maybe in August or even July, there have just been some things that have come to the forefront, and you might still not have taken the time that you needed to accept everything that has happened, and maybe you just need to do that in September. So the first thing that that jumps out to me is that Two of Pentacles that is on the top left. There's just a lot going on. It's hard to balance everything in your life right now because you're so busy. Although things could be worse. It's not like you're on one of the boats that you can see in the background there. You are on solid ground, but, you just have so much on your plate. And to me, it seems like with the Queen of Cups right there beside it, it seems like you would rather be doing maybe some emotional work, or I don't know, taking some time to yourself like I was talking about with drawing, rather than working for so many other people, or working outside of yourself. Taking that moment to decide that you're going to do some work at the internal level, I think will be really beneficial for you guys. So you do have one major arcana card in your reading, and that is Death. Don't fear too much, because it just means that there are some changes coming. And, you've got the Four of Swords in the reverse right next to it, which is one of the minor arcana versions of Death as well. So, just the idea of constant changes, transformations, chapters ending and new chapters beginning is a very big theme for your life right now. Likewise, there might have been a funeral or something that you went to for a loved one, or that may be scheduled in September, and that's just something that you might be having to clear your schedule for, having to take off time from work. I can see that being a potential for some of you guys. Also, I just kind of think by the Four of Swords in reverse, it kind of suggests to me that if you guys need to rest, you're not doing it, or that you don't want to do it, that you're trying to get more done than you physically can. You're so busy with work and maybe things going on in the home that you're just making these huge to-do lists for yourself, and you're just cranking it out or if you're a writer, or if any kind of job that you have, it's like you're producing content, and it could potentially get disorganized. And you're not pacing yourself. I think that that's a really good key word. You need to pace yourself more in your current projects. And, you know, you might even, because we've got that Seven of Swords in the reverse on the bottom right, um, for a very small percentage of the Geminis out there, I think that you guys might resort to, or might be considering resorting to, like, not doing things at an honest level to accomplish your goals. I don't think that that's the best idea right now. I mean, you have death in your reading, you have the Four of Swords and the Queen of Cups. So there, wow, I just really got something. There's might be a lot of manipulation going on in your life, or you may have been manipulated by somebody, or considering manipulating somebody else. Um, yeah, that's definitely a possibility for September. And you know, the main problem I see with that is it's just going to start to go out of control. Like that Two of Pentacles being sort of the forefront of the reading, it's like any manipulation that you try to do is going to, may work at first, but it's going to completely spin out of control. And, you know, it could end up causing you to lose something in your life. Like with death, like it could completely transform the way that you live your life. And I definitely don't think that all Geminis out there are trying to be manipulative or coercive. But if that's been, like, even if it's with honest intentions, like if you're trying to help somebody who might be in a victimized situation, or if you have, like, a child or a parent even that's going through a tough time and you don't think that it can be fixed in an honest way, this reading is telling you that it can be. And this reading is also saying that any efforts to do things behind the scenes, to purposefully manipulate when it's not required, will not go unpunished. So there will definitely be consequences for Geminis who are trying to operate below board right now. It will definitely come to light. And it might take it a while. Like, you might feel like maybe not even in the month of September. Like, things might stay okay for the month of September, and we'll just have to see with the October readings where things go from there. But I think at the end of the day, you're just going to realize, like, you just need to go within and realize how amazing it is, how puzzle solving your intellect is to have come up with some of these plans that you are thinking about. And even though they seem foolproof, like, fate just doesn't want you to use those unhonest abilities that you have. But take a moment to, like, give yourself a round of applause at all of these, like, detailed schemes that you may have set up. And that sounds kind of, and it's not going to apply to every Gemini, and we're about to kind of look at it from a different point of view, but just for a small percentage that might mean something. Okay, so let's take a look at this from a different perspective. I think that some of you Geminis may have been an amazing catalyst for change for someone else in your life right now. I think that some of you Geminis may have had an interpersonal relationship where you were a third party and you witnessed some of these, like, really coercive, manipulative tactics going on. You didn't have any control over it, and it didn't even specifically involve you necessarily, although you may have had a very small involvement. But at the end of the day, it really didn't involve you, and you watched everything unfold. You watched two people probably who just had it out for each other and who were trying to ruin each other's lives. And while you watched this happen, you took your friend or you took one of the people aside and you told them within your logical way, because Gemini has one of the most brilliant minds and intellects in the zodiac. You illuminated for this person or these people the way that they could solve their problems honestly. Like, you made it clear to them, yes, this is an option. You can potentially solve your problems like this, but are you going to be able to sleep at night if you do? And then you outlined for them, like, a logical, peaceful way to get past some of these issues. And it was like this awe-inspiring moment. And I think that the universe is going to reward the small percentage of Geminis that had this particular circumstance, and I really think that you will find that in return, people treat you the same way. Like, you will reap good karma for this. Rather than people trying to manipulate you, they will solve problems with you in an intellectual, logical, and peaceful manner. And that also applies for the other small percentage of Geminis who were actually involved in this, who chose to be the manipulators. If you were able to surrender that desire to create an outcome by with unhonest or by unhonest means, and you chose to surrender that, and you chose to make it logical and peaceful, you're going to find that you attract people who do the same thing into your life. And you no longer have to deal with manipulative people. You no longer have to deal with people who try to pull things over on you, because you set your intentions to be honest. And likewise, the universe will reward you with presences of other people who do that as well. And it's like this big awakening for you, Gemini. It's like, oh my gosh, I've finally come to a place in my life where I don't have to worry about people taking advantage of me, where I don't have to worry about being manipulated, where everything's just kind of transparent. And it's like this really great homecoming. I think that that's really one of the main keywords for this reading, is this realization that you have. But moving on, as it relates to your health or just how you've been feeling generally, I think that you guys might be choosing to make some changes with diet or exercise, or you might even just start a completely new health regimen, and that's going to overall go well, because I think you're going to try to integrate it with rest, and I do think that's the most important thing right now. So as long as you integrate any of your new exercise or health regimens with a healthy amount of rest, not too much, it's going to be successful for you. And just generally, as career goes, I think you're just going to be resuming normalcy. You know, any rest that you're needing to take or time that you need to withdraw, I think that it's that whoever your bosses or supervisors are in your career are going to realize this as well, and they're going to be mainly supportive. Just ask. Like, if you need to take some time off, like, see what your options are for that. There's no harm in asking. But yeah, I think for the most part, September is going to be a month where you really recharge your batteries, Gemini. I think that you're going to have a lot of time to sort of attain new vitality to the world. And you're going to step back in October ready to really accomplish some new goals and to really open up a new chapter. And I'm really excited for you guys. I hope that you have a great September. And if you have time, go check out my Etsy shop, linked in the description box below. And I appreciate you taking the time to listen to this reading. See ya.